There's an elephant and donkey both on shaky ground, but we got the truth and we gonna shout it loud. From the healthcare to taxes, they can't hide from us. With a wink and a nod, we expose all the fuss. Educating the masses with a smirk on our face, bringing clarity to the headlines in this crazy race. From the White House to your house, we cover it all, putting humor in the facts, we're having a ball. Oh no, America, let's get real and laugh, teaching you the politics with a little bit of sass. Current events and headlines that blow your mind, only on Oh No America you'll find.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the Garage. I am your host, Nora Ames. My hair is, this ponytail is no good, y'all. This ponytail is no good. Let me fix it. Guys, I just finished a little walk and talk over on Gen Exercise. So I'm a little winded still because literally, if you were over there, you know, I just finished and I just started this here. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Today has been already a wild and woolly day. Wild and woolly day. But it's going to be a good day, right? Today is Thursday. I feel like I feel there's something in the air today that is just giving me life. There's a lot of chaos going on in Washington, D.C. and apparently over New Jersey right now. People are seeing, some car-sized drones that they've been seeing since November 18th. A member of Congress tried to float the idea that they were, UAPs launched from an Iranian mothership. Which was quickly debunked by the FBI and Homeland Security. It is, now guys, last night here in Oregon, I saw a similar thing, like a super large drone going very, very slowly over a neighborhood near mine. Like, and I was on the phone with Girlchild when I was describing this to her. Now, of course, Girlchild and my wife were laughing because on TikTok, there was a whole thing that on December 5th, there was supposed to be an alien battle in the skies, right? With all these UFOs and everything. And that didn't happen. And I did go out and record some stuff that night because I did see some things in the sky. Which, of course, that annoyed my wife because we were out walking the dogs and it was extremely cold and she wanted to go back inside. But also she was like, babe, there's nothing there. I have the tapes. I have the video. It's not fake. It's not fake news. So I don't know what's going on with that. Drones come in all sizes, right? I mean, they can literally be the size of an actual airplane. Down to, the ones that fit in your pocket that you just, you can go outside. But yeah, it has been wild, guys, the stuff that's going on. Of course, Trump's nominees are all over the place. Hegseth said if he gets the job, he'll stop drinking. Like, what are you, blackmailing America now? Like, oh, I'll stop being a raging alcoholic if you give me job. Like, that's not how that works. Also, you can't just quit alcohol like that. You'll die. You'll die, Pete. If you're a functioning alcoholic, which it sounds like you are, like you just wake up with a bottle of vodka next to you and you're like gargling with that and shit. Yeah. If you're waking up like the Kesha song, then we're in trouble. You can't just quit that. Your body will literally shut down and you'll die. You need to go to a rehab facility and do a medically supervised, detox off of alcohol. Please, Mr. Hegseth, like, even if you don't get job, please go do that for the sake of your family and your life, because that's dangerous shit. Like, I just love when people say things like this and then they're just so cavalier about it. Like, no, sir, you can't just say stuff like that. Like, that's, yeah, it's a little wild. All right, guys, I don't want to belabor all of my shinola, but we're finally at section 1 here of Project 2025. My kids, we talked about it last night. and we were getting really into it. And I was going over with them the points that we have discovered just getting through the forward. And one of my kids started debating me on a point and was like, no, they're not going to get rid of public schools. They're just going to decentralize it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, honey, I'm going to pause you. Where did you hear this? And it was like literally from Linda McMahon, like her rhetoric about what's really going to happen. And I was like, kiddo, I love you. But this is the problem with only listening to pundits or the mouthpiece that's hired to, you know, prop up this propaganda. I said, I'm reading this and I'm telling you right now, the decentralization that they're talking about is literally eliminating all public schools and funneling only money into charter schools that they find, you know, appropriate. And then your alternative is homeschool, which will be only approved as a right-wing, you know, fucking Christian, curriculum. And I told them, like, they're 16 years old. They're going to go into their junior year in the fall. I said, if these things get enacted in the first 180 days, which would be prior to you entering your junior year in high school, and let's say all the public schools in America are suddenly defunded and shuttered, I said, you're taking a GED. I'm not doing some bullshit Christian fucking homeschool shit with you. Like, that's not happening. I don't know what we would do with the youngest who would be going into 8th grade, but yeah, you can get a GED, honey. Like, I'm not, nope. Not going to do it. But yeah, I mean, it's like you have to, you have to like really pay attention. I said, that's why I'm reading this line by line, because unlike most Republicans who are just like, yeah, Project 2025 is great. It's going to help America. It's going to make America great again. They don't even know what they voted for. Because it's a lot. I mean, it is a lot. I'm not lying. This is 900 plus pages. That's a lot. And you really have to go through it line by line to understand the amount of crazy that went into creating this document, right? And on that note, let's get into it. Let's get into it, guys. We're at section 1. That's what that says. Section 1. Taking the reins of government. First of all, yeah, the imagery, I get it. Also, it's just like, yeah, it's a literal coup what they're proposing here. Anyway, here we go. America's bicentennial. The year I was born, guys, I'm a bicentennial baby. Because America is 248 years old. Y'all, it's 2 more years until America turns 250. So calm your tits. Which culminated on July 4th, 1976, was spirited and a unifying celebration of our country, its founding, and its ideals. Yeah, people were very patriotic because it's the fucking bicentennial. Our country was 200 years old. As we approach our nation's 250th anniversary, don't fucking make me 50 yet. I'm only turning 49 next year, you fucks. Which will take place during the next presidency, correct, in 2026. America is now divided between 2 opposing forces. Woke revolutionaries, again, no, not a thing. And those who believe in the ideals of the American Revolution. Not the Constitution. Not the Declaration of Independence, the American Revolution. What was invented during the American Revolution? Anyone in the comment section? Anyone on the replay? Anyone know? Guerrilla warfare. Okay? The American Revolution was the very first time people did not fully engage in the rules of war, in the decorum of war. The two battalions seeing each other on opposing sides of the battlefield, and the generals coming out with their lieutenants to meet in the middle and to say, hello, dear sir, cheerio, pip, pip, and all that. And listen, let's have a righteous and well-fought battle today. Best of luck to you, chap. And then the drummers come out, and do that. And then everybody fights. Tally ho! So America had a very young, very scrappy, very untrained army. So what did they have to do? First of all, they hired assassins from other countries, but like literally they were like hiding in trees and shit and jumping out and ambushing people and all this kind of shit, right? To win the war. They didn't win the war on the battlefields. They won the war for all the dirty tricks and the fucking bullshit that they were just like, fuck it. We're gonna fuck these guys. We're not prancing around in fancy pants uniforms, you know, because first of all, we couldn't afford to give the guys uniforms. They had holes in their shoes. People were dying of fucking, you know, exposure during the winter and shit. Okay. They didn't even have food, right? So these guys were like, I gotta fucking live. And they just did whatever it took, right? They wouldn't wait. They weren't like, let's all fire and then we're going to wait while the next line loads and then fires. Like, it was just like they literally did by any means necessary, you know, to win this war. So when we're going to invoke the Revolutionary War, we are invoking dirty tricks, spying, espionage. We are invoking guerrilla warfare. We are invoking cheating and breaking the rules. We are not invoking a patriotic, like, we're so American. Like, that's America in a nutshell, y'all. Like, oh, there's rules? These are the rules. These ones, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, fuck those. Fuck them. We're going to do what we want. You're not the boss of me. Like, that's America. Like, we don't play by the rules, and we think that makes us a winner. It just makes us an asshole. We're literally the pigeon on the chessboard, knocking all the pieces over and shitting all over the board. That's America as a country. And we have been since our inception. Okay. So let's get back to this. As we approach our nation's 250th anniversary, which will take place during the next presidency, America is now divided between two opposing forces. Okay? The woke revolutionaries and those who believe in the ideals of the American Revolution. So we're trying to pit, again, two armies against each other. This is the imagery that we're coming up with. The former believe that America is and always has been systemically racist. Abso-fucking-lutely. And that is not worth celebrating and must be fundamentally transformed. Yes! Largely through a centralized administrative state. No one said that. No one said that. We're not trying. Also, a centralized state, right, is democracy. That's why we have the 3 branches of government. We just want the one that we propose that other people do in other countries successfully. We just want that one back. That's balanced. The latter believed in America's history and heroes. No, y'all don't, because you don't acknowledge the actual history. It's heroes. Like, what are we playing John Williams while we're writing this? John Williams does not agree. Its principles and promise, and in everyday Americans and the American way of life. Guys, when are we going to acknowledge that the American way of life is systemically racist, systemically misogynistic, patriarchal, homophobic, and genocidal? Like, that's our history. Germany fully owned it, and they're okay. I mean, they're kind of falling apart right now, to be honest, but they at least were okay for like 50 years, you know. They believe in the Constitution and Republican government. They're not hiding. Conservatives, the Americanists, what fucking kind of word is that? In this battle must fight for the soul of America, which is at stake. No. This is, yeah, okay. Anyway, I got to keep going. Just 2 years after the death of the last surviving Constitutional Convention delegate, James Madison, Abraham Lincoln warned that the greatest threat to America would not come from without, but from within. And yes, Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. We know that. He was the best Republican president because Republican meant something different then. Anyway, for people who don't know history. This is evident today. Yeah, I believe that. Whether it be a mask and vaccine mandates. Oh no, let's care about people around us and let's not die of a contagious disease that people were really freaked out about, legitimately so, because thousands of people died. Hundreds of thousands of people died in a wave of uncontrolled virus, that human beings were not prepared for. Like, let's be honest, COVID was real. People died, and it was an epidemic that we didn't have control over. Did we do everything right in the management of COVID? No. Did we do the best that we possibly could to keep ourselves and our children safe? Yes. Was I completely terrified of things for a while during that? Abso-fucking-lutely. Okay. I did all the things. I fucking have 10 million Clorox wipes. I wiped down all my fucking shit. I wore gloves to the grocery store. I wore 2 masks, Yeah. And COVID is still real, vegan. You are correct. I just got COVID for the second time in June. And I fucking, I'm super at risk because I have asthma and I'm fat. And I still have now I have long COVID effects. I sound like shit. I'm coughing up shit still. I've done several courses of antibiotics. Nothing has helped, and yeah. That's that. So hang on one second, guys. I got to check something. My phone is being very weird. Does anybody else have that situation where your phone... My phone has been freaking out. And you had COVID 4 times, Melody? Holy shit balls. Holy shit balls. Yeah, I think I need to fix something here. I'm going to do that. But yeah, first I need to fix something else. I'm sorry to digress here, guys. One second. Okay. Here we go. Whether it be mask and vaccine mandates, school and business closures, efforts to keep the Americans from driving gas cars or using gas stoves, or efforts to defund the police, indoctrinate school children, alter beloved books, abridge free speech, undermine the colorblind ideal, or deny the biological reality that there are only 2 sexes, the left's steady stream of insanity appears to be never ending. That was a very long sentence encapsulating everything that they are afraid of. This is the list of their biggest fears. Okay? Being made to be polite to other people around you and not cough your disgust on everyone and get vaccinated because it fucking saves lives, right? Okay? And secondly, what's the other thing here? No more gas cars. No. First of all, helping the environment is a good thing. And I went on my gas versus, electric rant already. Gas stoves. Guys, I have a gas stove. I love it for many reasons because things get hot real fast, but it is polluting. I shouldn't, the house was just built with it. It came with the house. When I have the money to redo my kitchen, I will. Or I'll just get a fucking new house that doesn't have one. It's not healthy for us. Like, science is proving that we shouldn't be pumping natural gas into our homes. It's not good for us. I don't know what to tell you. That's just science, right? Defunding the police. Guys, that effort sounds very, very nefarious. It sounds very bad. It sounds very much like, what will we do if we have to call the police if they don't have money? What people are proposing with that, okay, isn't not giving them any, money. What they're proposing is that we stop allowing them to use millions of dollars to militarize themselves. Okay. We don't need the police departments don't need tanks. They don't need full tactical gear that the military uses, right? To do stuff like that's not what they need. Okay. So that is, that's what we're talking about when we say defund the police, right? And that is really, I don't understand how people can get that twisted so badly. But yeah, that's just, yeah. And the colorblind thing, guys, what is this, 1982? No one is colorblind except for like dogs. And then there are some people that are legit colorblind. They kind of do see in black and white, right? No one is colorblind, okay? People see that I'm white. I see that people are black or brown or Asian or something. We all see that. We see that, okay? It doesn't mean that those people are not human beings in my eyes. It just means I can obviously see that. Like I have brown hair and my daughter has red hair. That's different. It's not like, well, I'm colorblind. We all have the same hair. Like, no, we don't. We don't. We don't. Got to turn on the heater because I forgot my sweatshirts upstairs. All right. Here we go. The next administration must stand up for American ideals, American families, and, and American culture. All things which thankfully most Americans still believe. Okay. Kind of, sort of, but no. Okay. Highlighting this need, former director of the Office of Management and Budget, Russ Vaught, writes in Chapter 2. Why are we skipping to Chapter 2? The modern conservative president's task is to limit, control, and direct the executive branch on behalf of the American people. So he's supposed to kneecap himself? What? Oh, you know Trump's not doing that. At the core of this goal is the work of the White House and the central personnel agencies. Article 2 of the Constitution vests all federal executive power in a president made accountable to the citizenry through regular elections. Yes, the president is supposed to be elected regularly through every 4-year process, right? And only held to 2 terms, okay? Our founders wrote, the executive power shall be vested in a president of the United States of America. Right, that's not all of Article 2. God, I love when they do like the one, sentence thing where it's not the whole thing. Wow. Okay. Article 2 of the Constitution. The executive power shall be vested in a president of the United States of America. He shall hold his office during the term of 4 years, and together with the vice president chosen for the same term, be elected as follows. So then it goes over the very exact election procedure that the founders laid out that is super complicated and weird, but tried to be more equal based on the fact that some places had more people. So they wanted to give an equal representation-ish to the areas that were less populated at the time. Okay. Is there another shot? Oh, for crying and the bucket. I think I got it already. Oh, I did. I got it together with my flu shot. That was a big combo. The flu and the COVID vaccine. Boom, boom. But yeah, I did that. I did that a few months ago. Because I'm old, I got to take care of myself. I thought there was another shot. I'm like, holy shit, guys. Okay. So this lays out all of the things. He's the commander-in-chief of the Army and Navy. And of course, they had to add in all armed forces later. He shall from time to time give Congress information on the State of the Union, right? And the president, vice president, and civil officers shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. Okay? That's Article 2. Okay? That's Article 2. I just don't like when they just, okay. So here comes their interpretation. Article 2 of the Constitution vests all federal and executive power in a president made accountable to the citizenry through regular elections. Our founders wrote, blah, 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 blah. Accordingly, Vaught writes, it is the president's agenda that should matter to the departments and agencies, not their own. Okay, so first they say they want the president to be limited, right? Like, let's look at the gaslighting here. The modern conservative president's task is to limit, control, and direct the executive branch on behalf of the American people. So first they're saying the president has to like rein it in and just like make that job very small. But then in the two sentences later, it is the president's agenda that should matter to the departments and agencies, not their own. So you don't want the departments and agencies to have autonomy, yet you want all the states to have autonomy and you want the president to have less power, except for these departments and agencies, which are supposed to be part of the checks and balances. Now you want them only doing what the president says. Okay. Yet the federal bureaucracy has a mind of its own, like they have a fucking job, right? Federal employees are often ideologically aligned, not with the majority of the American people, but with one another, posing a profound problem for the Republican government. Yeah, it's a big problem when you have flaming liberals in key positions of government, things to prevent fascism and oligarchy and a fucking monarchy from appearing inside of America. You know? Like, give me a break. Posing a profound problem for a Republican government, a government of, by, and for the people. No, it is not. As Donald Devine, Dennis Kirk, and Paul Dans, those three guys that everybody knows, totally. In chapter 3, why are we quoting ahead? Just let me get there. An autonomous bureaucracy has neither independent constitutional status nor separate moral legitimacy. What? How can something that's autonomous not be independent? No. I don't think you know what autonomous means. They are very confused. Byzantine personnel rules. Wow, we're going to go back to the Byzantine era? Holy wow. Byzantine personnel rules provide the bureaucrats with their chief means of self-protection. What's more, knowledge of such rules is used to thwart the president's appointees and agenda. Yeah, it's called checks and balances. First, you guys praise the rules in the Constitution. Let's not change it. But you don't like the Byzantine rules. Like, you can't cherry pick what you like or you don't like. Either you want the whole thing or you don't. These were the rules that people played by back then. Knowledge of such rules is used to thwart the president's appointees and agenda. As Devine, Kirk, and Dans write, managing the immense bureaucracy of the federal government is impossible without understanding the key central personnel agencies and their governing laws and regulations. Right. Like, you want all the states to have these individual rights to make whatever rule they want. You know, Florida's like, ice cream is the only dessert in Florida. You know, like, okay, well, that's Florida's rule. Like, no, they can't. What? They can't do that. But you don't want the individual departments to be able to manage themselves. Right? That doesn't make any sense. You can't be like, bootstrap it, everybody for themselves. and then be like, except for you guys, because you guys aren't our friends and you say bad things about us and you don't let us play the game the way we want and wreck it and not play by any rules. You're mean. I don't like you. You don't get to do anything. You're on timeout. Oh, God. Many of these laws and regulations governing a largely underworked, underworked and overcompensated and unaccountable federal civilian workforce are so irrational that they would be comical in a less important context. Oh, my God. Can somebody say I'm jealous that somebody has a cushy cush government job and they wouldn't hire me? Guys, they said I didn't have the security clearance to be part of it. Like, oh my God. This is the whiniest document on the planet. And as my ex-best friend used to say, if you're whining, you're not rocking. Okay? This is very much not America, not rock and roll. This is just like nails on a chalkboard and someone telling me this is a pop hit from Billie Eilish. It's not. It's not. This is true whether it comes to evaluating employees' performance or hiring new employees. Only in the federal government could an applicant in the hiring process be sent to the front of the line because of a history of drug addiction or alcoholism or due to morbid obesity, irritable bowel syndrome, or a psychiatric disorder. No. Look what's happening with Hegseth, guys. He has alcoholism, and he's not being fast tracked. It's the opposite. The opposite is happening. We're seeing it in real life. No one gets fast tracked because you have CPTSD. Right? You have to say you have a disability. You don't even have to say if you have a disability. You can self-identify, and then you nowhere on the application do they ask what your disability is. That's illegal. The next administration should insist that the federal government's hiring, evaluation, retention, and compensation practices benefit taxpayers rather than benefiting the lowest rung of the federal workforce. Wow, they mad. In order to carry out the president's desires, No. The president doesn't get to just play, fantasy baseball here. This isn't like his fucking wish list of things to do. He's running a government. He's running a democracy. No one is there to carry out his desires. That's not in the Constitution. You want to do a Control F on the Constitution and look for the word desires. It's not in there. It's not in there. Good Lord. In order to carry out the president's desires, political appointees must be given the tools, knowledge, and support to overcome the federal government's obstructionist Human Resources Department. Human Resources. God, disgust. Like, wow, they really fucking hate HR because, of course, that contains DEI and all these other things. More fundamentally, the new administration must fill its ranks with political appointees. As we see, the deck of cards that Trump has just, thrown out like 52 card pickup because he thinks that's fun. Divine, Kirk, and Dan, wow, they really like these three guys, these three amigos right here. Observe that the Trump administration appointed fewer political appointees in the first months of in office than any other in recent presidency. I don't know that that's true. This left career employees in charge in many places. This can occur even after departments have been fully staffed with political appointees. Oh, right. This is because Tall Guy McGee, who's the FBI director, he stayed in place because he was like, yeah, bro, I'm going to do you a solid. I'm here to fucking run the FBI. And then he investigated him. Then he was like, I should have never left him on, right? Because that's normal. Normally, you don't replace everyone in an administration, especially if they've been doing a good job, especially if they're in charge of key departments that are vital to the functioning of the American government. Yeah, I wish I could remember that guy's name, and I can't, and I should know it. He wrote a book. He went on a book tour. I'm still mad at him. He didn't do a full court press on Trump when he had the opportunity. Anyway. This can occur even after departments have been fully staffed with political appointees. Voight writes that the White House Office of Management and Budget, OMB, should establish a reputation as the keeper of commander's intent. No. This is sounding very, very communist, very, very fascist. Yet OMB is dominated by career employees who often try to overrule political appointees serving in the various executive departments. Yeah, their job is management and budget. They are there to make sure that people don't go buck wild with the American taxpayers' dollars. It's kind of important. It's, again, a check and balance, right? Empowering political appointees across the administration is crucial to the president's success. Yeah, if you give people that you're putting in departments unfettered power, that's called a coup. That's called, destroying democracy. That's called fascism. That's called what Putin does with the K-fucking-G-fucking-B. Above all, the president and those who serve under him or her, like you guys would ever vote for a woman. Shut up. Must be committed to the Constitution and the rule of law. This is how they snuck it past everybody. Keep putting that him or her in there. Thinking like, oh, someone's going to do a word search and see if they say that there's going to be a woman president. Oh, it's fine. They talk about a woman president. Above all, the president and those who serve under them must be committed to the Constitution and the rule of law. I agree with that. Yes. This is particularly true of a conservative administration, which knows that the president is there to uphold the Constitution, not the other way around. Okay? If a conservative administration does not respect the Constitution, no administration will. Right. Do what you're saying here. But wait, here we go. In Chapter 1, former Deputy Chief of Staff to President Rick Dearborn, former Deputy Chief of Staff to the President, Rick Dearborn, God, I cannot read these sentences, writes that the White House counsel must take seriously the duty to protect the powers and privileges of the president from encroachments by Congress. No. The judiciary, no. And the administrative components of the departments and agencies, no. The White House counsel is not there to sue the other departments when they hold the president accountable for crimes. Fucking hell. Equally important, the president must enforce the Constitution and laws as written. Yes. Rather than proclaiming new law unilaterally. Oh, you mean like what Trump is already saying he's going to do? What you guys want him to do? President should not issue mask or vaccine mandates. That wasn't a law. You can see the difference here. Law, mandate. They are two different things. They don't hold the same legal repercussions. President should not issue mask or vaccine mandates. Actually, they should. Anyway, arbitrarily transfer student loan debt. No, it's not arbitrary because guess what? Congress approved that shit. And a majority of the American people want that. Issue monarchical mandates of any sort. Okay, well, I'm going to hold you to this if Trump starts doing that. Guys, screenshot this. Screenshot this last paragraph here. Okay? This is going to be the paragraph that everyone will need to put on a protest sign. Take a quote from, this is what I'm saying on like why we need to know the rules and understand the rules so that we can play the game. That paragraph right there is key, y'all, is key, okay? Because if Trump, when he comes into office, just starts saying, today I declare, blah, 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 march your ass to Congress with a copy of Project 2025 and fucking we're going to tab all this shit and be like, hi, I'd like to testify today about Project 2025. I'm just going to read some quotes. And how is this possible? Because these are the things that have to be pointed out to the American people. Okay, because everyone is not reading this. And no, I do not think, and to answer your question, no, they knew in no uncertain terms that their core audience, okay, these guys who are in full MAGA gear from head to toe, right? It was like, make America great again. Woo! You know, like those guys, no, they have like a 3rd grade reading level. They know that they're ignorant and poor and reactionary, right? Which is why this rhetoric and just saying one sentence from it, one idea from it, knowing what the buzzwords are, and repeating that over and over and over and over and over again, won them the election with these people, right? Because they are programmed to want that dopamine hit. Right? We are all programmed to want that dopamine hit. Why? Because we carry around a tiny little dopamine factory in our hands. Okay? We watch the news we want to watch. We subscribe. We follow the people who say yes to our ideas. Right? Because that's how we've been programmed via social media for the last like 25 years. Okay, so then they come in, and by they, I mean, the Republicans and everybody, who the maggots and all this other stuff, they come in with the same formula. Okay, all of these rallies, all of that stuff, all of the tchotchkes and the swag, that's all a dopamine hit. Right? Because they put that on, and it's like, I have power now. Look at me, I have a red hat. Right? So it is, it's just science. It's psychological warfare science, right? And they are winning that psychological warfare because they're doing the programming. And the Democrats are like, guys, really think for yourself, like mull this over, and like, let's think about it, and let's talk about it at a future date after you've had a real long time to think about it, And, I think you'll come to the right conclusion, And then MAGA is like, fuck immigrants, man. They're taking our jobs. And people are like, yeah, because they say the things that are in the down deep, You can't fight hysteria and impulses with logic. It doesn't work. Anyone who's a parent of 18 knows that. Like, you can't. Correct. Oh, now what? Correct. They were so intent on getting the propaganda inserted that they forgot they were using English, right? Yeah. Verity, I wish I had the answer for this question. Why do conservative governments never invest tax dollars in social programs and infrastructure? They just say what a fantastic economic managers they are while everything falls to pieces. Yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of bullshit. How would the Democrats match the MAGAs to fight them? Okay, I'm gonna play it again, vegan. I'm gonna play my new favorite clip. Again, let me pull it up here. One moment. I should just play this at the opening of every I don't know what that means. Thing. Yes, I need to go here. Oh, I didn't favorite it. Damn it, Janet. Please hold for a minute here. I have to scroll through many things. It's gonna give me a second. I like a lot of things on TikTok, Probably too many things. Does anybody else follow the lady on TikTok who just has conversations with her AI about the future and like how everything's going to go? I love that lady. Also, her AI, whoever she's talking to, freaks my freak a little bit, you know? Freaks my freak a little bit. I should just permanently keep this up in a tab somewhere, this particular TikTok, because oh, here we go. Thank you. Thank God. Okay. Here we go. One more time for the people in the back. This is, it's Suzanne Lambert. And she's brilliant and I love her. And here we go. Just want to make sure the volume is up all the way.
On here now being like, oh, liberals need to be meaner, Democrats need to be meaner. Say less, babe. Do you know how many reformed mean girls have been waiting for this exact moment in time? I'm an ex-SEC sorority girl, okay? I have 3 brothers and an Irish Catholic mother. I know me. Not all of us were meant to be Miss Rachel liberals, okay? Not all of us were meant to be Michelle Obama, Jack Schlossberg liberals. Some of us were meant to be Regina George liberals, Lucille Bluth, Principal Ava Coleman liberals. The gift that Regina George liberals bring to the table is our ability to be so quick with our insults, so scathingly precise, so accurate. They don't even know that it's happened until it's over. They just sit there with their burnt orange nails, hand over their mouth like, oh my God, what just happened? But if we're really gonna do this, I need y'all to really let us do it, okay? Because when I made that video about that one I'm not a feminist girl, and I did mention her chunky highlights, some of y'all were like, oh my God, no, we need to support women, don't be like that. Y'all did it your way, and we're doing it our way, okay? Everyone's getting on here.
Okay? That's how we do that, vegan postmortem. We become Regina George liberals. Regina fucking George liberals. We're not taking it. Okay? And if you need a refresher on what that means, go watch Mean Girls, please. It is brilliant. 2004's brilliant film. Yeah. Yeah. Because here's the deal. MAGAs run around with shirts that literally say, fuck your feelings. And then we're like, well, you know, it would just be better if we could just all be nice. No, fuck you. Oh, fuck my feelings? Fuck your ignorance, okay? Like, that's what I want to say. You don't care about my feelings? Okay. I'm already in therapy. Whatever. Fuck your ignorance. Fuck your willingness to follow blindly, you fucking sheep. Okay? Yes. Yes. Oh, I gotta make that. Hang on. Samuel Jackson fucking liberal. I'm tired of these motherfucking MAGAs in this motherfucking country. Yeah. I fucking love Samuel Jackson. Excuse me, Mr. Samuel L. Jackson, because you have to say his name correctly or he's like Candyman and he will appear and murder you in your sleep. I fucking love him so much. He is great. And yes. Let's be like, and please hold, please hold. Now I'm inspired. I am inspired. Is that it? Is this it? Yes. Let's go. Oh, fuck. You know what, guys? I have too many tabs and too many things, but we're going to go here. And because I made the Regina George liberal already, I'm going to do this. I want to do that. And we're going to put, here we go. I have to fix a couple things here. Because Samuel L. Jackson's name is longer than Regina George. I mean, I'm sure you guys already knew that. So that's fine. that one there. This is, Aubrey, thank you for this inspiration, because this is literally everything right now. Okay. I need to move that. You guys are watching me make my little face. Okay. Perfect. Boom. Watch this, guys. You are watching in real time how I can make merch. Here we go. We're going to do this. And then I have to go back over here. And we're going to go here. And we're going to create a new product. Boom. I love Fourth Wall, by the way, guys. If you ever open a shop, please use Fourth Wall. I'm sure I can give you guys a code or something that will like literally give you money off of that for like your thing. But it doesn't, it actually doesn't cost anything to use Fourth Wall. I like that one, but there was a different one. I like the super soft hoodies, guys. So I always try to find like the softest one with as many colors as I can get. Okay, so we're going to go here. We're going to go, yes, that's fine. 1 second. I have to add my new image. Oh, first, right. I forgot. Where are you? Oh. Okay, now I can open it here. Yeah, I forgot to open something first, and that makes it harder to do the thing because I downloaded 2 files instead of 1. And let's make that puppy a little bit bigger. We really want that to stand out. Yes. Yes. And we want it in, oh no, we can't do it in that. We could do it in that. No, I don't like that color. Yes. 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 Okay. Hang on, guys. It's going to upload. It's uploading. 1 second. See, you pick your colors, then it like starts making it. It's generating AI images of what you design onto your thing. But see, I didn't want to forget that because this is, you know, yeah. And boom. Then I have to give it a name. And boom, there it is. We're going to go totally to the shop. And here we go. If you guys go to ohnomerica right now, just like that. I should make a t-shirt too, but I'll do that. I'll do that after we're done. Good said this is so true. If you didn't know Nora worked in customer service, you could work it out by how she talks through what she's doing. I used to because we weren't allowed to have dead air. Yeah, you can't have any dead air. You can't just be like, oh, sorry. Yes. Hello. Yeah. Oh my God. Would have been murdered. Guys, there it is. The Samuel L. Jackson. Oh, is that too high up? No, I don't think it's too high up. But I think it's not centered. Let me go fix that. Now I don't like it. See, and this is why you test things out, because you have to make sure, because here I have to archive it right now, and then I can go and make a new one, because I don't think that's centered. I don't like it. I'm not loving it. And sometimes that's okay. You make a mistake. It's like Bob Ross. Happy trees. Happy trees. This is the one that I use. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Happy trees. And we're going to make it bigger. And move her down here. There we go. Now we can, now we won't get it twisted. I don't like well, maybe, I don't know. Oh no, that's fine. No, I don't like that one. Okay. Now we're cooking with gas. Now we're cooking with gas. All right. Boom. We're going to publish that. And then we're going to quickly go and we're going to do that, because now I'm in it to win it. Yeah, guys, I only try to get the super soft shirts and hoodies, because I don't like to feel itchy things on myself, right? Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, I don't think this is just a women's. This is, yeah. Let's do it. The birds do it. Bees do it. Let's get down to it. That's the glory of. All right, there we go. Oh, no. Craponomica. I got to go back because I forgot, guys. I got to pick more than one color. So we need that one. That, no. Yes. 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 When you do a design like this, you have to make sure that it's going to show up on all of the colors well. But I also don't like to have just like the regular sauce colors. I like it to be, where's that one? I don't want that. Don't want that one. That one. There we go. Ooh, I don't like that one either. Okay. Now we got it. Now we got it. Work smarter, not harder. Boom. Published. Publish it. There we go. There we go. Okay, now we're going to go to the site. Okay. Boom. Now I'm going to show you guys, and it's going to look much better because I fixed it. Ta-da! Look at this, guys. So we've got the Samuel L. Jackson Liberal t-shirt, hoodie, Regina George Liberal in 2 different styles, whichever you desire. Okay, and we still have our ohnomerica stuff. Boom! Look at that. Please go get one. It's going to be good shit, guys. You guys are going to be looking good, right and tight. And fucking, let's take back the word liberal, y'all. Let's take back the word liberal. All right, we're going to get back now. Where did it go? There's my bestie. All right, here we go. Let's get back to this nonsense. All right. So don't forget that paragraph, okay? This one right here. Screenshot it. I'll make it into something. Equally important, the president must enforce the Constitution and laws as written, rather than proclaiming new law unilaterally. Presidents should not issue mask or vaccine mandates, arbitrarily transfer student loan debt, or issue monarchical mandates of any sort. Legislatures make the laws in a republic, not executives. Okay. It's crucial that the three branches of government, of the federal government, respect what Madison called the double security to our liberties, the separation of powers amongst the three branches, and the separation of powers between the federal government and the states. Yeah, checks and balances. This double security has been greatly compromised over the years. Vaught writes that the modern executive branch writes federal policy, enforces that policy, and often adjudicates whether that policy was properly drafted and enforced. He describes this as constitutionally dire and in urgent need of repair, adding, nothing less than the survival of self-governance in America is at stake. When it comes to ensuring that freedoms can flourish, nothing is more important than deconstructing the centralized administrative state. Political appointees who are answerable to the president and have decision-making authority in the executive branch are key to this essential task. So we don't want the president dictating things. We don't want the president writing law. We want the president to put minions into key positions throughout the government. And then those people, like a little network of, that guy from Game of Thrones, the bird guy, not the one that thought he was a bird and had the portal, but the guy whose symbol was a bird and he was like a total piece of shit. And he had all his little birdies around giving him info. Like that's what we're trying to create right now. So the president appoints specific people who have more power than other people in the departments for them to run shit in the way the president wants. Like, that's called a spy network. That's espionage. This is talking about literal espionage, governmental espionage run by the president of the United States. So frustrated, my bra had to be adjusted. I apologize. Political appointees who are answerable to the president and have decision-making authority in the executive branch are key to this essential task. The next administration must not cede such authority to nonpartisan experts who pursue their own ends while engaging in groupthink insulated from American voters. Oh, you mean like actual experts who are nonpartisan? Nonpartisan is now bad. Somebody who's independent and isn't either a Democrat or Republican, but is just like, hey, listen, I'm here to give you facts. What? This is why I have to stop like after every line, guys, because this is something, the way they're writing this, okay? I want you guys to understand. The way they're writing this is deliberate. It's hypnotic. It's meant to get you to go off in your imagination while you're reading this so that you just keep reading, right? And then you think, oh, well, I read that. It doesn't say that, right? Because you literally lose track of your thoughts. And it just, you've read it, but you're not consciously absorbing what it's saying. This used to happen to me all the time as a student of Scientology, right? Growing up, being like spoon-fed this gobbledygook. You eventually just say, yes, it's written, it's true. It's fine. Because they repeat that over and over and over in here, right? So this is the same thing that's going on in this document, which I have to be really, really careful with myself not to just like motor through because I can read really fast, right? And deconstructing myself from my cold, indoctrination has caused me to have problems actually now with reading, like for pleasure, because I have a harder time absorbing the information that I'm reading, right? Because that just motor through automatic kind of thing. And that's what they're hoping people will do with this document, but I'm not doing that today. Not today. Not today. The following chapters detail how the next administration can be responsive to the American people, not entrenched elites. But, you know, don't get it twisted. It will be the specific appointees from Trump in these departments who, of course, will themselves be elites. Elites doesn't just mean liberals, but they've coined it to mean liberals. An elite person is someone who's the top of their game, right? In this case, it'd be the richest, right? Like, don't tell me that fucking Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy were chosen to run Doge, okay, the Department of Government Efficiency, because they're so knowledgeable. These are two rich fucks who, you know, kowtow to Trump, and now he's going to give them governmental authority. That's exactly what this paragraph is talking about. How it can take care that all the laws are faithfully executed, not merely those that the president desires to see executed. Okay. That's another paragraph to fucking to snap right there. Right? And how it can achieve results and not be stymied by bureaucracy, right? So the following chapters detail how the next administration can be responsive to the American people, not entrenched elites, how it can take care that all the laws are faithfully executed, not merely those that the president desires to see executed, although earlier they wanted a whole department to be the department of the president's desires. This whole thing is one 900-page document of fucking gaslighting, guys. And how it can achieve results and not be stymied by unelected bureaucracy, except for the appointees that the president puts in place to hold exceptional power in those departments. Yeah. Okay. So now we get to the chapter that Rick Dearborn wrote. How long is this chapter? How long is Rick Dearborn's chapter? Because we've already been going over an hour here. I think we're going to call it a day. Wow, fucking hell, Rick. We'll do this tomorrow. I thought we were already at... Guys, see, here's where I'm confused, okay? So now I have to go back up. Okay, so now this says 1, office, White House office, except... If we go, section 1. So again, this was like an introduction to section. Oh, for fuck's sake. They just, yeah. Okay. Tomorrow we'll get to this. Let's get to your questions and comments here, guys. Holy shit balls. This is a lot, guys. It's a lot. It's a lot. All right. Hi, Aubrey. Thank you for the great idea, my friend. As a former Connecticut native, never listened to Linda McMahon. Yeah. J6 was a poorly run dress rehearsal. Correct. Correct. Yes. They are very confused. That's the understatement of the year. Yeah. Trump employed the Mockingjay method. Yes, Biden sucks, MAGA. Regulation sucks, MAGA. Trump is awesome, MAGA. Immigration's the problem, MAGA. Yeah. Yeah, if you guys have never read The Hunger Games or seen the films, please do. Because, like, we're in a combination, okay, of Mad Max, The Hunger Games, Handmaid's Tale, 1984, Fahrenheit 451. Okay? Like, please read those. Find out some bastardized version of those books we are in right now. We need to figure this out. Let's look at how the heroes won those wars, okay? You sent me a GIF on Blue Sky. I got to go back. I got you with the anticipation. That's how you do it. That's why Trump's always an hour late to all of his rallies. There's a whole bunch of contradiction in this paragraph, as in most of the paragraphs you have read. Yeah. No, this is all gaslight. It's gaslighting 101. Yes, correct, the artful colorist. This is their manifesto. Yes. I really appreciate you going through this and debunking it. I just wish someone had done it before the election. Yeah, I wish I had done it before the election, guys. Okay, you sent me an email? Perfect. I will read that after. I will read that after. What is on my shirt? Let me stand for a moment here. Please hold. I have to scoot my chair out. So, says, I stand with Standing Rock. And then the mini Wiconi is that's a tribal word for, now I can't remember. Damn it. When I bought this shirt many years ago, it was during the original Standing Rock protests against the pipeline there. Water is life. That's what it means. Water is life. Yeah, it's a Lakota phrase. So yeah, which is the Lakota Sioux are the inhabitants of the area where the pipeline was proposed, and they did days and days and days, weeks of protesting to prevent the pipeline from going through their sacred tribal lands. It's their land, the land they have left. Yeah. Yeah. So this was my way. I couldn't go to the, North Dakota to protest. So I bought this t-shirt. I think it cost me like $50 at the time or something to give money, to the cause, because I believe in swag causes. Yeah. And I have great respect, for the Lakota Nation and, their rights to their culture and their lands. There you go. Gunna Fawcett says, so he won't make laws, just dozens of executive orders? Yes. Correct. Correct. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, A Brave New World too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Put that on the list. Yeah, Susan, this is very true. Australia, Canada, and even England, if you look at Brexit, okay? Brexit and their former, the guy who was like the British Trump, right? They just basically did the American playbook. So, and Canada's getting fucked right now as well. And yeah, be wary when you see this big conservative march across Australia and things like that. And they want to start, again, trying to take away Aboriginal rights there. And again, trying to, take back land for resources and all this other stuff. That's the precursors. The precursors is always like, hey, we need to stop importing so much stuff. We need to be self-reliant. That sounds good on paper, right? And back in the olden days, nobody had to say that. Everyone was already self-reliant, right? Every country just had their own shit. There wasn't that much, international trade was much slower, right? Because they didn't have motorized vessels. Voyages from like England to the Americas took months. They were at sea for months on those fucking sailboats, right? So now that we have ways to move goods around the globe quickly, one day, boom. If I sell a t-shirt here, okay, it can be on a plane to Australia the same day. I don't know how that works with force. I know it takes like a few business days, but I'm saying like it could. You know what I mean? Our founders, our framers, however you want to call them, they didn't have that. We do have a global economy. That's just how this works. So this idea of insulating yourself, okay, of becoming now not part of the rest of the world is a completely insane idea at this point in the year of our Lord 2024, because you can't. What are you going to do? You're going to not only, I don't want anything from America or China or England. We're going to make everything here in Australia. Let's say Australia just did that. You guys are a literal fucking island. Okay. Like, and does that mean you're going to cancel all flights in and out of your country so that there's no tourism? You know, just Australia's for Australians. Go fuck yourself, the rest of the world. Like, I don't think that's going to help the economy of any country to do that. What would Disneyland do if fucking people couldn't fly in from around the world to come see Mickey Mouse? It doesn't even make sense, right? Capitalism would collapse unilaterally across the world if you could only make your shit in the one place, because they count on that global economy. They're shooting themselves in the face with all this. We're going to put tariffs on everything. Like, the fuck you are. Okay, you want the total global economy to collapse for what? So you can hide the fact that it's already collapsed and the stock market's a lie and the rich elites want to hoard their cash so that the poors can never get anything? Oh, interesting. Yeah, people have been louder about it. I don't know that anybody, maybe there were people who were reading this line by line, and I probably really should have done that earlier. You know, I mean, yeah, I should have read the whole thing earlier, that's for sure. But yeah, there have been people in Congress, but people discount that though, Selfless, right? Because the people in Congress who've been highlighting portions of it, right, are Democrats who are trying to raise the alarm about it. And then the Republican response was, you know, and what was Trump's response? The whole thing. I've never read it. I don't know it. I'm not associated with it. It's not for me. I don't have anything to do with it. And what did the MAGAs believe? They believed Trump. Ooh, even though his name is mentioned over 300 times in the document. So yeah, gaslighting 101. Oh, it can't happen. Okay, I don't think I've ever read that one. I need to read that one. Right. Thank you. Oh, now what? We also have a global communication system, right? I can pick up this magical box and use, you know, WhatsApp, Signal, any one of those things, and I can call any one of my friends around the world or FaceTime them for free. They couldn't do that before. You know, Japan was hurting when they did not let anyone into their country for years. Yeah, it fucked their shit up. Yeah. Yes. Guys, everyone has to open your eyes and look at everything. But this is why I'm going over this line by line, Selfless, because if we know, like I've said this before, you can't win a game that you don't know the rules of. Okay? It's impossible. So these are the rules. These are the ridiculous rules that the Republicans are laying out. And if we don't know what the rules are, hi, Deborah, then we can't win. We will only lose, right? So all these little things, these highlights, all that stuff, this is the important stuff to remember, to bring back up, to keep saying to people over and over and over again, you know, that we must enforce, especially those things that are talking about the president should not do X, Y, and Z, even while they're giving him a loophole to do X, Y, and Z. Make sure we hold them to their word that the president should never do these things, that the Constitution matters. Okay, because that's what they're trying to get rid of. And yeah, I agree. Oh, now what? People will soon be deciding not to enter the U.S. Why would you want to come to here? Most United States citizens, including myself, would love to have a way out of here. Would love to have a way to escape. I don't have that right now. I don't have an escape plan. Right? Yeah. So I got to know these rules. I got to be able to fight to win, right? All right, guys. Jeez Louise, this is getting serious, but I love it. We're in the meat and potatoes, guys. We're in the meat and potatoes. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about the White House and everything they think that should go on there. Please visit ohnomerica.com. Get yourself a sweatshirt, a hoodie, a beanie, something. It's cold as hell out here. I love you guys, and I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Oh No Merica. I'm your host, Nora Ames. Hopefully this day has been informative, fun, and giving you a little sparkle of Merica. Thank you to my mods, as always, for keeping things cool, chill. And if you guys want some of that sweet, sweet merch, hit us up at ohnomerica.com.
You'll find